Hey guys, how's it going? This is Tim Shaves, and today I'm going to be doing a bit more honing. Today we're working with this gold monkey razor. This is already finished with the stone, the Rozsutec stone from Slovakia, but I just wanted to hone on it a little more, see if I see any improvements, and also go through the process of Dilucot, which is usually used for cuticules, but I find that I could repeat that process for other stones as well. So I'm going to try with this stone. The bevel's already set. This razor's actually shaving pretty nicely. Shaved with it yesterday. Gave me a nice shave. I think it's a good edge, not the best one. The keenness wasn't quite there, but it was very comfortable. So I'm wondering if I hone on it more, if I can bring more improvements to the keenness. I think comfortability wise, I like it where it's at. So yeah. Hope you guys are having a good weekend. Nice shaves and relaxing shaves. Some good honing sessions. So this is the Rozsutec stone. This is from Slovakia, from the mountains of the Malafatra mountains, I believe. It's known to be around 6 to 8K. I know the range with natural stones is shunned upon, but it's just a reference. But people have known to sharpen their scythe with this stone, so I think it kind of works like an Arkansas, where if you put more pressure in it, and if it's dressed coarse, then it can sharpen at coarser levels. But I believe it can also be at a level where it can finish straight razors. And through this one and several others, I know that it can finish straight razors. I haven't had that like wow edge with this so far, but I have enjoyed a couple edges on this. If you can hear it, it's not glassy like an Arkansas stone. It's got some feedback to it, which I like. But it's very hard and dense. This thing is actually really heavy. It's like a brick. And also, if you see on the other side, there's some like saw markings here. And I used to have the saw markings on this face as well. But every time I honed on it, I kept feeling some resistance along the saw markings, and turns out the stone wasn't flat. So I spent about 40 minutes trying to flatten this out. Took a long time. Very hard stone. But it's a reminder for those of you honers, if you're feeling something on the stone and you visually see it, probably it's time to flatten your stone and lap it down correctly. But today, I'm going to be working with this stone. I used to only use water and soap on this. I think you can also use oil on this stone, but I'm going to be using some slurry. I'm going to use my Atoma 600, pretty well worn now, and slurry this up and see how it goes. Plan is for about light to medium slurry and work through the Dilucot through this process. So, and this, I really like this stone for some reason. Like, I mean, first of all, it's very affordable. I got this over at Griffith Shaving. Another thing, if you've seen my mail call video previously, I got a couple blades from Griffith from their like barn sale, and one of them had a cracked edge or a little cracked hairline, and I emailed them and they refunded me for it. So with that Weight and Butcher, I might try to make like a shorty and see how it goes. But yeah, I've only had good experiences with Griffith, so just letting you guys know. And then once it's wet underwater, it's got this like, ooh, look at that reflection. Just a nice brown with this blue band over here. I believe that's oxidation of the stone. I think once oxidized, it becomes either brown or blue, but I think eventually the whole thing will be brown color, but it's got this blue band in the middle, kind of you can recognize this as a Rozsutec. All right, so let me slur this up. Also, I'm gonna prepare a cup of water over here for the Dilucot process. I usually have the water like right in front of the stone, but because I have a camera there, I'm gonna have to play around with it. Oh, all right. Alrighty, let me raise up a slurry with this Otoma. This is gonna be pretty tough because past couple times I tried it, slurries are very slow. If you can hear, it's pretty smooth sounding, very hard surface, so don't get a lot of slurry out of this. So, as you guys can see, there's not much on there, if anything at all. Once I slur this up, it becomes like a light, milky slurry, kind of white, grayish. So I'm kind of looking for that. Barely anything on there, so I'm gonna continue at it. I might do like a misty slurry as well. I want to see at least some kind of slurry. It's kind of grayish, if you can see. Let me keep that for a little longer. All right, I think we're just gonna have to work with that. It almost looks invisible, but I know there is some slurry on there. I'm just gonna get the remaining slurry off the Otoma. But there. Alright, I'll put the water on the sink actually. Alright, so gonna work with this blade. Gonna run it under water real quick. Give it a little palm strap. And I put one tape on this blade, as that's what I've been using for hunting with this razor. Just gonna do a little X stroke from the beginning, just to get all the slurry kind of worked in. And I could see it's kind of a gray slurry. And not much on there. Alright, so let's start the Dilucot process. So I'm going to do Because the bevel is already set, I'm just going to do 15 half strokes one way and then 15 the other, and then add a finger drop of water. Basically, I'm just going to dip my finger in the water cup, transfer whatever's left on the finger back here, and then just repeat the process for about 7 to 10 times. So probably aim for 10 repetitions of that. So let's start. And I don't want the slurry to thicken up too much, so I'm going to keep an eye out for it. Okay, that's 15. Alright, that was 15. And then I'm just gonna add a finger load. That was 1 repetition. 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. 15 half strokes, and then same way other. All right, I'm gonna add one more drop, finger drop. All right, now I'm feeling some resistance on the stone. That's why I'm not going super fast. Okay, the other way. One more drop. I believe this is my 4th set. I kind of lose track of everything while I'm doing this. So sometimes I'll do like one more half stroke, or I'll go like 11 instead of 10 rest sets. Okay, one more finger drop. Basically just kind of repeat this process. And I think I'm on my 5th set or 6th. I don't remember. Okay. Let's say I'm on my 5th. I'm gonna turn the stone over. Going on my 6th set here. And the feeling on the stone is very unique. It's not It's not glassy. It's different from Arkansas stone. Doesn't have like crisp feedback like JNAT or coticule. It's kind of on its own. You can see there's some white slurry in the back here. It's probably mixed in with some swarf. I would say it's somewhere in between Arkansas and coticule. Because it's got more feedback than an Arkansas stone, but not quite like in coticule. Maybe like a extremely hard coticule. But you can still hear the feedback and it cutting into the blade. Okay, add, drop finger a little more water. I think this is my 8th set or 9th. I don't mind doing more sets than what I planned for. Because I'm really trying to get like a imprint of the Rozsutec onto the blade. Really see how it feels like once I've honed with the stone for a while. And so far, I've enjoyed it. Not keen like a JNAT, but it's a very comfortable shave. Very nice. A little more water. I think this is my 10th set. And then this Dilucot method is, I'm basing it off an old straight razor honer. His name is Bart Torfs, or Torf. But he basically used this method to hone on coticules. I'm not saying that this is the way to go. But it's somewhere to start. And it's a method that's have proven to work. And it's repeatable. I was watching some of Devin over at Unknown Stones videos, and he had some good information regarding the Dilucot process and just different processes that he's been trying out. And kind of the process, or the honing process versus going by feel. And I think it's good to do both of them, where you have a process that you go through, but also you're kind of feeling out everything, making sure nothing is like jumping out at you in terms of like a warning sign. You can kind of adjust this process to how you like it. Maybe tweak it here and there. But it's somewhere to start, so I do enjoy doing it. Alright, I think I did about 12 to 14 sets. I think that might be good enough for today. So I'm just gonna... so after I do the sets of Dilucot, I'm gonna introduce a lot of water to this. And then I'm going to do 2 more sets of 15 here. Alright, and this stone is actually feeling a lot better than yesterday, because I've honed on this yesterday and I was feeling the saw marks, which probably didn't lead to good result. But still had a good shave on the blade, so I was surprised. Alright, so after doing these sets of 15s for about 10 sets, and then introducing a lot of water and kind of honing with those water heavy slurry. I'm gonna rinse off all the slurry on the stone, and I'm gonna hone just on water, but I've tried that yesterday and the blade kind of sticks to the stone, so I don't like honing on water on the stone. So I'm gonna introduce a little bit of soap here, just a dollop of soap. I'm gonna just apply it real quick, and then the original way it's about 30 to 50 X strokes on water only, but I'm gonna do that on water and soap. So just to eliminate some of that resistance. So let's go X strokes here. I don't really need to go X strokes because this stone is just wide enough for my blade. And even with soap, there's still resistance on the blade, so that tells me the water only is going to be a little rough. But I do enjoy honing on the stone. I want to get good results with the stone because I really like it. I basically repeated this process yesterday and got a good result with it, so I'm continuing on. I'm gonna add a little more water. And this process doesn't really matter how much water I add because I'm not working with slurry here. I'm just working to refine the edge, the last step. So, but during the Dilucot process, it's important not to add too much water in each repetition because that kind of reduces the amount of slurry that's going to work for the blade. Slurry basically helps impart more of that stone onto the edge. And if you water it down too quick, then it'll have less effect on the blade. But if you don't water it down at all, it becomes a thick mud, then that can kind of dull the edge or kind of revert back to previous progression. So somewhere in between, and I found that just a finger load, dropping water with your finger, that seems to be about enough to let the stone not dry out, but also keep the slurry mixture wet. And I kind of lost track of my X strokes, so just gonna keep at it. Because also it feels really nice. It's very hard stone, but it's got this almost a wispy feedback. Like I feel like I am refining the edge. It's not just like a glassy doorstop or like glassy, what would you call it? I don't know, but I feel the impact on the blade. Feels nice. Stone is hard. Just feels really nice to hone on this. And the size is really nice. I believe this is about 8 by 2.5 inch. A little bigger than 2 inches, which is what I prefer. I mean, I would prefer 3 inch, but I'm talking about the width of the stone. But you can't get everything that you want. So this is actually a pretty nice size to hone with. I'm pretty sure I've done my 50, but I'm just gonna do a little more. Maybe 10 more. Alrighty, that is the end of the honing session. That took quite a bit. Gonna rinse the blade underwater, do some palm stropping. So that's the result. I'm pretty sure it's gonna shave well. Let me give some tests real quick. Oh yeah. Shaving here really nicely. I'm trying to get rid of that pop noise when you shave hair. I want it to be silent, but it seems like that's a little harder for this blade. Either I need to work the mid-range more, or maybe I want to introduce a black arc at the end of the steps and see if that improves. But I just want to keep working on this zone and see if I can improve that little extra 5% of the edge. But anyhow, this was my Rozsutec honing with the gold monkey blade. This was already finished, but wanted to work on it more on the Rozsutec. Did the Dilucot process, 15 sets of half strokes each way. Add a drop of water with my finger. Started off with about light to medium slurry, and did 2 more sets of half strokes at the end with a lot of water, and finished with soap and water, about 50 to 70 X strokes. So yeah, this is my process. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you have worked this stone, or if you have any way to do your Dilucot process. It's been fun learning and just honing, enjoying the whole experience. So I hope you guys are enjoying the honing sessions. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys for watching. Tim Shaves, and I'll see you guys next time. See you.